Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly SIG Compute meeting. Let me paste again the agenda document in the chat. So the agenda is empty, so I'll jump straight to the open floor. So as we just mentioned in the community meeting, there's a new issue by Daniel for all the quarantine tests for SIG Compute. It will be greatly appreciated if somebody can take the time to have a look on those quarantine tests before they will be deleted. So yeah, if somebody wants to take a look, I'll also paste the issue in the chat. And again, it will be much appreciated if someone can participate in that. Moving on, Aurel, you have the next item.
Yes, thank you very much. I have two small PRs. One for refactoring unit tests of some converter domain configurator. One of them is the memballoon, and the other is adding unit tests for the CPU domain configurator. Pretty straightforward PRs, and I would appreciate feedback on them. Thank you.
Cool, I'll try to have a look. Any thoughts on this? All right, then thank you. Our agenda is pretty empty today. So does anyone have any topics they want to raise?
I want to raise something. I talked about that, I think, last SIG Compute too. If I scroll down, right, device plugin refactor, I'm still looking for reviews for this. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for raising attention. I will also try to find time for this as well. Did anybody have a chance to look on this and have some thoughts?
Yeah, sorry, I actually was very busy with some local bugs, and as if I told you that I will take a look. I will try to converge with the bugs this week, okay? And if someone else also want to chime in, I will be more than happy in order to unblock the progress with this.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to this as well. I know that Ale also wanted to have a look, but and he actually had a concern that we may somehow just harm the current work that is going on with the array drivers. But I don't think that it somehow destabilizes or crosses the two things. So I don't know, but I think that I'll encourage him to have a look as well.
Yeah, one of the actually valid concerns he brought was if like this large refactor would destabilize things, and actually one of the why this is a real possibility is that device plugins is actually very poorly tested right now. One of in PR2 here, one of the things that I try to address is like adding more tests to it. Right now, the whole device plugin package has like a 32% coverage for unit tests. I'm not sure about what the coverage is in, or like how much of device plugins is covered in the end-to-end test, but overall, the testing here is like lacking. So it's totally possible that already due to inadequate testing. Maybe I missed some test cases, for example, or maybe I messed something up, and that could cause regression. That is a real concern. So one of the things that we should be watching for in the reviews is to make sure that adequate new tests are added for modified behavior.
But these are all unit tests, right? I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
We should
that's
probably also add more E2E tests too. Now that I think about it.
The trouble with the E2E test, it's really difficult to simulate these corner cases that may happen. But yeah, I genuinely think that this just improving things rather than destabilizing anything. But it's my opinion. One of the things that one of the thoughts that Ale and I had when we were discussing this is that, I mean, at some point we will want to. I mean, if we look in the future, then the future is definitely with DRA. So the question is, like, what kind of level of investment are we doing with device plugins, and instead of moving to DRA? But I think moving to DRA, with all the respect, is a little bit premature for everything we have covered with device plugins. Yeah, sorry, I'm just rambling.
Cool. So thank you, Asif. Yeah. So Lee, how are you doing? Oh, it's the wrong one. Sorry. So yeah, that's the end of our agenda. I can also maybe say something about the PR to make a better feature zone by default. So it's a bit delayed because there was a bug with the upgrade test on the virt operator lane that was fixed by Federico. So thank you, Federico. And now I'm trying to make sure that that it passes after the fix. So basically, I just ask for PRs that are graduating to beta to not merge until this gets in. The rationale is that when this gets in, basically, when a feature graduates to beta, it will be tested as being on by default on all of the test lanes. So this is pretty important. So yeah, just please ensure to wait until this gets merged. I will do whatever I can to merge it as soon as possible. I hope that by the end of the day, it will be ready for a re-review. And in general, it's pretty much ready. It just needs real GTM once the test pass. Eddie?
Yeah, I have only one question and request. When this is merged, and all the existing beta will be enabled, right?
Yeah.
So can I ask that each affected SIGs will hack this? At least ask them to do it, like, I don't know, insist, because so they will check that they are not they know this, at least for knowing.
Yeah, for sure. Do we have representatives from storage, maybe? Okay, so I'll ping storage people, and Eddie, will you be able to take a look from the network side?
Yes, me or Aurelio will look at this. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and please let me know as soon as possible, because this will block bridge graduation for other webs. So yeah, let me know. So with that,
I
Okay.
I added another thing just to raise visibility on this. So I was working on the web I'm working on. I was testing post copy, and I realized that post copy does not work by default because apparently seccomp certain seccomp policy in Cryo prevents that, and you have to enable it using, so like it's mentioned in the web here, that you have to enable this feature gate and enable certain policies to make it work. And just wanted to raise visibility that this is not documented anywhere here right now. I also saw that Jed opened a PR to move KubeVirt seccomp profile to GA about like a month ago, I think. So I don't know if Jed, you want to chime in about what the status is, because live migration is a core feature.
Yeah, we had a problem with the user fault FD being blocked, and we had to overcome it. Yeah, sorry, Jed, you go ahead.
Yeah, no, I actually had nothing to add. Yeah, I did open a PR to GA this, but I don't know, it's not getting a lot of attention.
Can you
Yeah.
post it? Maybe I missed it. Oh yeah, this one.
And so, yeah, as he figured out, like for user fault FD to work, seccomp used to be configured correctly. SLinux needs to be configured correctly, and there's also a kernel option that needs to be set to 1. So we should document all that for sure.
I think the kernel option set to 1 is an alternative to the seccomp profile.
Oh, that's great.
I was looking into it deeper. I'm like, there has to be another way, and I found that KubeVirt had this that also configured the seccomp stuff.
Oh, maybe we should mandate that nodes set it to 1 so that we don't have to do the seccomp stuff.
Yeah, definitely worth looking more into.
That's less like secure, right? If you allow everybody to yeah.
True.
I think the rationale is that whoever wants and needs should enable it, and there should be a control over who can enable it. I think that's more secure way.
Yeah.
By the way, for graduating the feature gate, I think the only thing we need to think about is how to keep up the second profile up to date, because I guess as time progresses, people will figure out that some syscalls should be blocked, like old syscalls that could be misused, and we need to keep the internal seccomp somehow accurate and new.
But isn't this being done when we create new providers and we test these providers based on?
No. This is completely in code. If I do remember correctly, I basically pulled the profile from Cryo package and then just modified it to allow user FD. I think the only bit that is missing is to actually have a look if the package dependency was updated in those years, and making sure that from time to time we update it.
But I know that Jed was working recently on testing RHEL 10. Yeah, the 10. I don't remember which kernel.
That was different issue. So we're in RHEL 10. I think their issue was not seccomp but SELinux.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, it was a SELinux. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there the container T type was again changed. Not surprised. Over the years we had many breakage there. So that's different. And
so how do we keep it up to date then? I mean, this is all very unfortunate. I mean, the fact that we have to carry our own second profile?
Only in some cases. So for container D, I think it's fine. For cryo, it's not. For anything else, it might. I think, yeah, as if if you have the time to document this, then feel free to ping me and I will approve the documentation.
Right. I can edit the user guide to add that as a prerequisite for live migration. But we don't want to make this auto configure by default, right? Because this changes the security profile, and people who change the security profile should explicitly configure it so they know that the security risks associated with enabling user fault FD.
Yeah, that sounds sane to me. I think users should opt out to features that require more privileges.
Okay.
All right. Anything else that we want to talk about? Maybe have a quick look on the. Sorry.
Have you talked about the quarantine tests? Forcing compute. Okay. Did we take some actions on it?
So yeah, this is the issue here. Mainly what I did is ask people to participate in this if they have the bandwidth.
Okay. Yeah. I think moving forward, we need to clean it up and make sure that nothing goes to quarantine. Otherwise, we are prioritizing new features over quality or functional features, and that doesn't sound good to me.
Yep, pinning it to the template is a good idea, I think. But yeah, I also wonder what's the best approach to tackle this. Maybe I don't know. Maybe moving forward, we need to have like so the web author would basically be the owner of the test that they have introduced, and maybe moving forward, if they want to introduce more webs, but like the older webs have problematic tests, we will demand to fix the previous tests in order to submit more webs or something like that. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just thinking out loud. But maybe it's not a good idea to have like concrete test owners, just the same way as we have web owners. Then like it's clear who's the responsibility to fix them. Because I think that one of the issues now is that nobody's really responsible, and people have usually more incentive to develop new stuff than to fix tests, and that's how nobody is dedicated the time for that.
I would say the opposite. Everyone is responsible for those tests. Like people who will contribute those, they will probably move out of the project. They can be, only have few contributions. So the responsibility is for the whole community and for the SIG to care about their tests. And the approvers of the SIGs then can enforce, steer the people where to work on. And I think we care about the tests, we care about the quality, so we should steer people to do that.
Yeah, everyone and no one is almost the same thing. Yeah. But Vladik, what do you think?
I think the quickest win could be related to features that are being developed right now, right? I mean, for example, if we'll take cross-cluster live migration, cross-cluster live migration until recently, or maybe not. I think Jed will correct me. There were quarantine tests that are associated with this feature. So it means that it cannot move forward without this being fixed. So there is a clear owner, and anything that is being destabilized by this feature needs to be also owned by this person, by the owner of the feature. I think you're looking for to put someone who is responsible. I think that the responsibility is there, at least for these features, for these kind of tests. For
Yeah,
everything
I
else,
think that. Sorry, I think that this is obviously right. I mean, if there is a web that is currently being worked on, then we have a clear owner, and then the responsibility is also clear. Yes, I mean, I agree 100%. I think that the bulk of the problem is for tests that predated the web process, and then it's more difficult.
I think that we need to start from triaging this quarantine test, prioritize them to see what's more critical and less critical. Yeah, I think that we need to triage and create an issues for that and assign the issues for
maybe this
someone.
even all exists. Yeah, maybe this all exists. But I agree with you that maybe this should be an explicit time dedicated for this during the community call. So at least we know. I mean, I don't know what's in there. Sorry to say, but maybe just by starting to talk about this, not going into the details, but just constantly saying that okay, that's still there, um, would help.
Yep, and maybe we can even have a dedicated call to talk about this specifically. I think it's related to other problems that we have, like lack of reviewers and stuff. But yeah, maybe there is something we can do to improve the situation. All right, we can have a quick look on the board, maybe. Just so if you spot anything that maybe needs our attention, but I think that's currently the situation looks pretty good.
Quick question.
Mhm.
When KubeVirt bot assigns new reviewers, on what basis does it choose the reviewer?
So it's pretty random. We have the owners file on the repo, and basically there we have a list of reviewers. So it just picks one up out of these ones.
It
Okay.
should not be dependent on. Don't depend on this.
Yeah, so I just wanted to throw this out, Itamar, because I know you're working on a lot of the agentic automation with regards to KubeVirt. I think one thing that could, just an idea, something that could be useful is that you could, if someone posts a new PR, you could check the Git blame for who has worked on the code adjacent to it to better find who should review it, because I think at least for me, I know the stuff I've worked on well, and I could probably review PRs adjacent to it, but the PRs adjacent to what I have worked on and what I know how to review, they don't come up all that often, and I'd have to find them. So I think it would be useful if a bot could automatically alert me when a PR that I could review, I do have the background to review. The bot alerts me that, hey, you're the assigned reviewer for this. I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, so that's great. So the way that it works right now is that we can have owner files in like subpaths, as you can see here, and then we can add reviewers to this path specifically. So for example, with DRA, we have the regular reviewers, okay, so computer reviewers, and then Ally here as well, because it's like an expert on this field. So feel free to add yourself to, to owner files, and yeah, it will be much appreciated.
It's worth. By the way, it's worth saying that Pro is doing that anyway. So if you are in the reviewer list, it will pick up the ones that touch that area anyway. So it's smart.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not just completely random. Yeah, exactly as Eddie said. It looks at who touched the file last, but I wonder. I wonder if we could make it explicit even more, that reviewers here can advertise their domain expertise. But I don't know. Maybe this is becoming too complex.
I was thinking a little bit more granular than what the owner's file has. And that's why I proposed maybe agents could help somehow.
Yeah, the question is if we can, if it's fine to tag people to review if they're not like if they didn't explicitly agree to become a reviewer. Yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, for I think we could probably do KubeVirt members because this is something we discussed before too, right? So people who post new webs, we also expect them to help review the webs too. I remember this was a discussion before. So same idea, if you're a KubeVirt member and you're posting PRs to an extent, you're also expected to help review PRs, especially adjacent to your work. So basically what I'm saying is I think we could expand the automatic reviewer assigning to all KubeVirt members, everyone who's in the org.
Yeah, that is chaos. So we cleaned up like a year or two ago the network SIG, for example, because it had all the members, although half of them did not participate in the project. So it doesn't work. Like some of them are active, some of them are not active. So I will not add all the members because then it will randomly pick up people and they will be assigned on it and they will not look at it.
But maybe it shouldn't be. Yeah, I get that. But I actually like the idea that people who are active, so they are not just there to push stuff; they are there also to help with other tasks. So maybe this is not good for that platform, but as Asif said, maybe this should be part of the agent, that it looks at, okay, so this person puts a PR, okay, then he has some expertise in that area. Let's add him to to the list that we bug people from.
Maybe it can also like send suggestions for new reviewers or something like that periodically, and then it's like something that a human can review beforehand, but still we get like valuable insights.
The question, what agent? It's like, yeah, that's
Right. I think the logistics for how we do it, we can talk about, but for me, the end goal that would be really useful is if a bot or something could tell me if a PR that I have the expertise to review has been posted, and the bot will just tell me, and make it easier for all of us.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it can also just post a comment tagging you and asking, hey, can you have a look? So you're not the official reviewer, right? But you have awareness for it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So we're over time, but yeah, thank you. It's a good idea. So yeah, thank you everybody, and see you next week. Have a great day.
Thank you. See you.
Bye bye.